That is the most terrifying sight I have ever seen. I'm getting out of this cave. Hello world, Way of Time here, bringing to you another episode of EEPower. Now I'm just gonna give a quick update. I did some researching and managed to get a Goggles of Revealing. Very easy percentage, so I'm just gonna use stupid cobblestone to fuel my enchanting envisions so I can, get some awesome stuff for once. Now I also have Crucible of Eyes, 7 a lot of stuff basically. Wand of Reversal might be good. Charm of Vigor also probably good, seeing as it's torturous. And we see that all torturous stuff generally is awesome. Now, Goggles of Revealing takes Youch, leather, gold, and thermometers. Yay. So I guess I will make that quickly and check the obelisks to see what I can reveal. Ooh. Nah. I'll just make that and see what happens. Now, after murdering some cows for their mooing goodness, we finally got these Goggles of Revealing. Hopefully we get something awesome. Ah, nice heads-up display, I must say. And looking at the obelisk, it requires yellow, green, and 2 Vis. I don't have any Vis crystals because I've been saving them up quite a bit to get some more of these totems of dawn. So if I'm lucky enough and can find them, maybe the other obelisks in my ages might have something a little more preferable than that. It might be good. Now, I am liking these goggles. It can tell me everything that I'm looking at. So this chunk that I'm in apparently has 4,000 Vis and 1,600 taint. Wait a second. These Vis levels are what my taint levels in my other world were. And it was above 4,000 then. Oh, crack. So it's going to be very, very high, and above 4,000 is apparently at what point everything goes to hell. Oh, this is a useful feature. Nothing but taint in that one, and a lot of taint in that. So let's go to our age 98. We should probably rename it to something a bit better. Go over and check these 2 obelisks out. Hey, buddy. Want to buy a beer or something? And this is much more preferable. So we got... Was I right? Yes, I was. They are slots. So then put this, and that's a taint, I think. Is that a taint? That's a taint. Yep. And... oh, I really raised the taint levels of this area. Yeah, that's gonna be very bad. Yep, let's help seal that area off a bit. This is probably not going to do anything whatsoever, so meh. Okay, I guess I'm gonna go down into the void with a jetpack. And down she goes. Woohoo! That's large. Large. Okay. Whew. Now, these are some odd chests. Uncommon Eldritch. We got Void Ingots. Uncommon and Common. Seed of Darkness. No bloody clue what that is. Will you let me out? Yes. I can break that. And we got some nice, lovely stone. Since this is an Eldritch area, I'm guessing. Yep, Eldritch stone. Not bad, actually. Let's check the other. See if we have, like, rare artifacts. If we do, we can bring those. I'm guessing that's a bit more than rare, isn't it? Artifact! Da-da-da! And we can probably research all of this stuff for Eldritch knowledge, stuff that we don't have anything in our book for. So, I guess I can do that behind the scenes. So, onwards to more impressive stuff. Wahahaha. Okay, I got a bit of a perimeter of the industrial craft workplace that I will be making for now. It's like a 21 by 21 area, which seems like it will be, well, big enough for this area, for all of my industrial craft needs. Now, I think what I'm going to do is make something called a geothermal generator. It's going to require some refined iron, which isn't too bad, and it looks like we have more stuff to macerate, so I think it will be a good idea to refine some iron. Simple. Maybe make a huge batch for me to use. So, refined iron, go! And kill stupid slime. What's the point of you? You don't drop anything, Timothy! You hear that? Gosh! Anyways, refined iron, or 2 or 3. And we're also going to need glass, and a generator, which I'll steal from you right now. Thank you. Whew, good thing it dropped something. That was a little shocking. Okay. Also, I'm going to need some empty cells, which is made with some tin for tin, and some empty cells. Now, can I get lava by just clicking some lava source or something? If so, that would be great. If not, that will suck. Either way, we are going to find out. So 4 glass rather, and refined iron, we got a geothermal generator. Now let's see. We're going to need to go over to our volcano and find out whether it will work. If it doesn't, that means we will need to first find a bucket to scoop up some lava, and second, find out how the heck this thing works so that we can use it in the future. Okay. Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. Yes, it works. Okay. So, now we got one way to get our geothermal goodness. Also, good idea to gather some of this cobblestone so that we won't kill ourselves trying to get all of that lava. Now, I could make a red power pump to get the rest of this lava, but as it stands right now, considering that I don't have any, well, stuff for that, well, red power stuff, rather, there is not much of a use. So let's segregate this lava pool off so that it just disappears, and get some more of that, and slowly make our way down this good old path. We're also going to need a better energy storage area, so we should get some of that goodness. I think it is another type of battery box that will require a battery box in turn. So if we right click it, nope, it doesn't use it. Let's see. I think it's an MFU or something. MFE is, I believe, the second type. It'll require energy crystals and that other refined iron shell or something similar to that. Anyways, let's get back up and return to our base. Okay, now that we're back, we can throw in the lava cells to see if it works. Now, the problem that I am going to foresee right away is the fact that this battery box is not going to be enough to handle all of that geothermal goodness. So, what I'm thinking is that we should make one of these MFEs, which will require energy crystals to create. But thankfully, we have a lot of diamonds, but we don't have any redstone with us at the moment. Only one singular piece. So, let's make our other stuff in the meantime. I think the machine block. We'll just take that. Sorry, I got a bit of a cold. The sniffing is going to probably get a bit annoying, but unfortunately I can't. Wait a second. Oh crap. That does not look good. And I'm right, it's a freaking mess. It's an unadulterated mess. So, let's see. Damage is done. Okay, the engines must have exploded because these remained in the chunk, whereas the rest of the stuff did not. So I lost a ton of oil, a metric ton though, and oh my gosh, I lost my refinery also, so there goes a diamond gear. I'm guessing I'm gonna have to invest on chunk loading seals or something. So let's go back and try to not mess anything up. Okay, back here. Now I did update Mistcraft, and as you see, there's a nice little panel. For when I click on it, I can just zoom into the place that I'm clicking on. Isn't it exciting? No? Shut up. Okay, going back, we can finally create those energy crystals of awesomeness. I think 4 will do. So bring around over here. We can bring it over here. And it does not like me. So wait, if I am right, it doesn't require fully charged ones, which is good. Now before I do anything stupid, yes, I do know that I am going to have to disconnect everything for when I am actually connecting stuff. What I'm planning to do is have this bat box, but I'm gonna need not this MS, not that thing, because I'm going to require, I'm gonna have to look at these. Let's see. Industrial craft stuff. Ninja chicken over there. I'm going to need the medium voltage transformer, which will change stuff from, wait, I think it's low voltage transformer. So low voltage transformer to be able to transfer the medium voltage that will transmit from the MFE to low voltage stuff, so that it doesn't kill my system. Like that would ever happen. Ha 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 ha. Oh God. Okay. Connecting all of these energy systems. Activate with our wires of wireness, and we got an MFE. So put the MFE here. It'll output the stuff here, and already we have 600,000. So this outputs 32 EUs per tick, but this outputs 128. So we will need the low voltage transformer so that it transforms this stuff into this stuff, so that this stuff doesn't go boom or stuff like that. If you didn't notice, I kind of jumped like that. So, going into the recipes, we can check that the medium voltage transformer just needs a machine block and 2 copper cables, whereas these require a bit more. So, going to need to get a bit more of that iron to get another machine block, and I don't see why I don't just simply do that, because it kind of, oh, we're running out of energy, so that's a bad thing. Generator. Oh, wait. I didn't deconstruct the geothermal generator. I am such an idiot, so I'm gonna have to recraft that, which is a pain in the butt. So more tin and stuff so that I can bring it all together now. Ah, sigh. Way, you are such a dolt. And in the meantime, I can't really do anything because I don't have any energy source. So, get one more of those, and then deconstruct, grab, craft, and try not to be a complete nincompoop again. There we go. Geothermal generator activate. And I'm guessing I'm gonna have to place you down again and see, does this work? Yes, it works. So we'll just load this up with one lava cell. I think that worked. Yes, it worked. So getting a lot of energy. For some reason, there's no gauge whatsoever to tell me that, hey, there be lava here, which would kind of be helpful. So getting more machine stuff. And I'm a complete idiot because I need the low voltage transformer, I think. Sigh. What would you do without sanity, Way? What would you do? Probably be living a lot more peacefully. But might as well put this down and check. Does it? No, there's nothing to say what it does. Okay. So deconstruct. Deconstruct. Hopefully not blow things up. Blow things up. Okay, let's try this again. You know, I could always read up on this stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna read this up because I don't want this thing to go boom, you know? That'd be kind of unfortunate. Okay, good thing I read up on it, or else I would have had things completely backwards. So, deconstruct this, and what is required is that this 3 dotted face needs to face the thing that doesn't have much of a texture. Wow, that's really improving stuff. So then we're gonna need some sort of medium voltage wire to bring it over, and the types of wires that the types of cables that we have is that gold cable might be the thing that we need. So gold cables requires gold, and I don't really want that, so what I'll do is instead move these over so that I can place this here and this here, and then we can put a cable instead. And we have exactly one more cable. Wow, that's actually worked out well. So hopefully when we plug this in with one single cell, this will input power, then output it, go through here, and then, yay, presto, changeo, it's actually working and not blowing up. Probably give it a few minutes and then it'll blow up, but we got everything working. So probably what I'm going to do is have some sort of better way to store this energy, because right now, even though there's no loss, eventually we're going to want to hook it up so that there's more geothermal generators at a time than there are right now. Hey, look, lava, but it eats up the cell, which is a shame, you know? Anyways, what are some other stuffs that we can do? You got it connected and everything. What other type of energies are there that we can do? You know, Way, it would probably be a very good idea next time that you actually have some sort of plan which you can work with. Maybe get some sort of like a atomic generator, which is a lost research. But anyways, maybe I could make some fancy pants. Fancy pants, yay. But I would rather work on some other stuff than this. Maybe make a few more macerators, compressors, and some of this stuff. Pump, Okay, let's look on the wiki and see other stuff that we can do. Apparently I have to update Optifine. Anyways, I've kind of exhausted my know-how of all the industrial craft awesomeness, so I'm going to move on to something that I am a bit more familiar with. That would be red power. What I'm probably going to do is get enough energy battery boxes and the like to power some sort of mobile quarry. Now, I'm going to make sure that it is as far away from that as possible. So, we'll have to see how that goes. As you can see, that thing is a atomic purifying thing taking away all the taint. Anywho, let's go on. We are going to need quite a bit of nickelite, thus we are going to need to bring our whatever the heck it is and bring it over here, or just ship over a bunch of raw materials to bring our solar panels and the like over. Also, we're going to have to make some sort of automatic crafting facility to expedite the process, so we're going to grab a bit of wood. Haha! And guess what we have over here? It's like wood, but better. It is white wood. Now, I'm not going to diss all the brown stuff that's out there, but let's just say I like the white wood better. It's easier to cut down. I'd say that this work area is going to be big enough for the stuff that we need. So let's temporarily plop down the alloy furnace, which we're going to need to convert a lot of this nickelite into raw awesomeness. To do so, we're going to have to take a freshly made diamond saw and make silicon wafers. So now also we're going to need a lot of silver ingots. So if I look through this horrible plethora of nonsense, I'll probably see that do we have any silver whatsoever? Tin, copper. No silver that I see right now, so we're going to have to pick some of that up. So we're also going to need to make some batteries. So that's a battery box, but we have copper and tin and nickelite to make the batteries, and a lot of recipes to make such. Okay, let's see if I forget anything else. Now that we have our silvery goodness, we can throw in a bit of nickelite so that we can get some of those alloy ingots. And we're also going to need some charcoal. I think this will be good enough for now. Throw in here. Charcoal, refined iron. That is not silver. There we go. So have that in and we can craft our other stuff. So we got our copper here, we got our tin, and I think 2 batteries, actually 6 would probably be, let's go 8. Okay, la-di-da-di-da, and we got 7 batteries, actually 4, that's helpful. There we go. 7 batteries here, nickelite. Not nickelite battery thing. Yay! And we're going to need a bit more wood than this. So make some of that. And let's see. Battery box. Battery box. Get this. Get this. And we got one single simple battery box. This battery box will have temporarily here, so that we can generate energy into that. What we're also going to need to do is dope some of our wafers up with our nickelite and to get some more blue doped wafers. We're also going to need to make an automatic area, so maybe punch out a wall here so that we can have some sort of underground automatic crafting facility. And I think that can go under here. Before we get ahead of ourselves, let's manage to make the infrastructure for such a feat. I must have something over there that will be able to do stuff. And I'm probably going absolutely crazy with my non-preparedness. Now that we have enough blue alloy wafers, or blue doped wafers rather, to make a solar panel, we can actually make a solar panel. Plonk this down and slowly but surely it will make enough for the battery box to hold. It's going to be a long, arduous process before we have any sort of energy, but seeing as this is an eternal day area and I will constantly be working in this area, it shouldn't be much of a bother at all. So while we're doing that, let's work on some of our logistical matters of logistics pipes. So, logistics pipes are quite, well, I wouldn't say simple, seeing as they're freaking expensive, but they are easy enough to understand. Some of the main things that we will need are crafting pipes, which will take glowstone dust. We'll also need provider pipes, which, if I am correct, provider pipes provide items, and request pipes will constantly request things. Actually, supplier supplies them, provider provides them. I have no freaking clue. It's been a while. So let's actually make some of that stuff. We've got a lot of diamonds. So many diamonds that I wish we had more, but 6 of them should be enough to get enough of the diamond gears that we will need. We will also need the diamond pipes. Golden gears, I mean. I am such a noob. And we will make a bunch of those wooden gears, which will turn into stone gears. Less amount because I am very cheap and don't have many of them whatsoever. And even fewer of these iron gears. But the rest of them, thankfully, nope, not thankfully, because we don't even have enough gold for golden gears. So convert 2 more of these so that we actually have some sort of even amount. And convert the rest of these into golden gears. We will also need to get some redstone torches. Some redstone here, but we don't have the torches. And a bit of glass, which we have plenty of to make the basic logistics pipes. And that's not even getting into the more hardcore and arcane stuff that we will need to be crafting. Rest of you can go over here and then continue. Also, I've been getting a few notes in some of the comment sections. Not really a raging session, thankfully. I need sticks. I'm not going to rage at anything because it might be true for all I know, but some people have been stating that I kinda sound like a robot most of the time. It's kind of understandable, I must say, seeing as I try to keep things as unprofessional as I can. Nah, I just kind of my cadence of how I talk seems like I am some sort of robot or something. I don't know where they get that impression whatsoever, but maybe it is my monotone voice, seeing as that I do not do many inflections at all. Maybe it is also how I end the sentences by going a bit lower. Robot, what are you talking about, Willis? Okay, we're also going to need the wrench that I am forgetting in an obvious place. And now, with the wrench, we can finally start on our logistical nightmares. So, we have basics, requests, providers, and crafting. Providers, I think, are the ones where you can put the items in and it will be awesome, though actually requests is going to be a bit more difficult. So, let's check each of them by making each of them. Yay! So, provider pipes, let's just place down and see what it is. Okay, so this provider pipe, basically what it does is you put down a chest, which is easy if I have a chest. You put down a chest, and it's going to basically be the chest where all of the items come from. Let's see, where am I going to have this room end? Probably around here and here. Triangulation complete. Wahaha. Okay, basically have the chest over here and going to put the pipe here. So any items I put in here can be accessed by the network. That is going to eventually be down this way. Also, why are you whole? Why, oh why are you whole? Why are you like that? That particular shape knows no bounds. Now that I got my crazy quotient in for the day, we can actually finally get started. This room is going to be a bit bigger than the others, seeing as I will have to pretty much know all of this by scratch. Let's see. Wood that I am conspicuously lacking. It figures that the most important item that I need in this system is not in my inventory. I think from what I understand, it takes 3 logs to make 1 automatic crafting table. It takes 2 gears, and it takes 1 of those other things. What is it? A crafting table? Oh my. Actually, from what I see, yep, I was right. It takes that. So, make a little template for my automatic crafting table here. And there's no point really placing it down right now since I have nothing else that I can assign it to. But we can just make a simple speed up or just craft all of it and shut up way you are being annoying. Okay, we can place all of these automatic crafting tables on the ground, and if I shift click, it is stupid and doesn't allow me to just simply place them how I want. So no matter, I guess we're going to have to put them in a line for now since, well, that's probably how they're intended. Anyways, we'll have to... Okay, so basically this system is going to use a lot of the crafting pipes also. So most of these pipes will go into the crafting logistics pipe. So when I place this down, just so you know, most of this is a refresher for my sake also. When I place it down, I can put stuff in here, and then when I press the import, it'll take it and say, hey, that's what I want, yada yada yada. But I'm going to need to put stuff in there, so I will have to get a large assortment of the things that I want to automatically craft. I'll obviously take all of my wood from this, and then I'll need stone gears and the iron and the gold and etc. to make all of the basic components that I will need. Most of the basic components are obvious, such as, hey, I want to be able to make a wrench or something like that. Maybe make a metal block for me, please, I kind of need it. Or I can make some stupid stuff like, hey, chest please, I kind of want it, thank you, come again. Or stuff like that. So we'll go with the basic stuff first. So crafting tables, the actual wood would probably be a good idea also. So wood, haha. We'll also then need to make sticks with all of this wood. So then place another pipe like that to import it. And then we can make sticks turn to gears, then gears to stone gears, and etc. and etc. etc. Basically, all of the complex stuff. What I'm going to mainly teach it to start off with is a lot of the, well, the wires will be one good thing to make, but also some of these monitors and the frames. Transposers will be a big thing, but also the logic gates are going to be huge. Battery boxes and whatnot, all probably using all of the wood that I will probably get from my, the tree farm. I can probably recreate the tree farm and put it somewhere also. So I'll just put a few stuff that will be needed, and you won't need to see all of that stupid stuff. Okay, I pretty much have most of the basic red power stuff that I will need in a huge supply, block breakers, and all of the items that will be required to make such. So my process is pretty much looking at what type of item I'll need. So for instance, if I take like a block breaker, I see that it'll need a piston and a pickaxe. So I go in through the thing and see that I put a piston and a pickaxe right here, and all of the other items that it'll require. Now, what I'm thinking of doing is having this area right beside the automatic crafting facility being my chest room. So all of the basic items that I will need will go into here. Have a few alchemical chests lining the walls. Why must you rain? Ah! Where was I? Basically, yes. Basically have a bunch of alchemical chests lining the walls so that when I... Also, yeah. Rephrase thoughts. Alchemical chests lining the room with a bunch of signs dictating what each of them are. Similar to Direwolf's 20s design, from what I understand, sneak peeking at a few of his videos. Haven't really watched much of them, but don't you dare start swearing at me, kid who keeps on calling me gay. Don't you have a little pent-up rage inside? Anyways, what I was going to do is basically have then a bunch of diamond pipes and stuff lining these walls, basically dictating what each and every item that I will need in that area be. So if I pull out my diamond pipes, which I don't have, I'll basically have the system do that. Maybe even filters, which are probably a bit more user-friendly and less costly than diamond pipes. What is diamond pipes? They probably cost 1 gold ingot each. Less the glass, which is pretty inconsequential. Also, I'll have underneath those chests, have more provider pipes connected up to this network so that they'll be able to fill up some sort of chest that has items in it, or fill up the request system that I'll have right here, for instance. Have some sort of chest and a provider or some sort of pipe where I right click on it. It's the, what is it? Pipe. Logistical pipe. What is it? Request pipe. Request pipe does kind of make sense, you know? Basically, click the request pipe to request the various items that I'll want. It'll go through the tubes. The raw materials will go through the tubes and go way over here, craft all the items that I'll want, then go back here while I am twiddling my thumbs and being bored. I don't think the chest room will actually need to be spectacularly huge, but it's going to need to be large enough to have the crafting facility. Actually, from what I am actually thinking off the top of my head, I can probably have the filters going down here and having the tubes go underneath it and filling all those chests. Probably here would be better. Whereas the tubes, the provider tubes, will be going here, right connected to the automatic crafting facility so that I won't have to reorganize stuff as I'm going along. I'll also need to make some stuff for a frame machine, but I'm not even at the point where I can just get computers since I only have 5 diamonds remaining. Do I have any uranium? No uranium. Though I do have a lawnmower going in the background. So I think I'm going to leave it there, make some more stuff like frame motors and all of the stuff that's required for that. I'll need a diamond draw plate for that, and I'll probably hook that up to a simple project table, which I'm actually going to make right now. That's, wow, simple. If I actually had stuff to make it with. Run over here to get the stone. Woohoo! So, take that out. Stone. Got my stone. Stoning up the place a bit by having that. Having a nice wooden trim on the side to get the project table. And bringing the project table way over... Here? Here! Project table here so that I'll be able to connect it directly to this network to make the refined stuff and all of that. What I'm hoping to do is try to start prototyping a new mobile quarry maybe add wireless redstone chicken bones edition so that it will be a bit more interesting. I hope that wasn't decay. Okay, no, I just didn't fill up the hole. I thought I filled you up. What is wrong with you? So, checklist, I'm going to make a mobile quarry so that I can quarry up this land and not feel like I'm wasting time doing such. I'll also need to put like some symbols on it to anchor the world or just around it. But that's all the time we have for this episode of EEPower. If you like what you see, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe to future episodes. I'll be posting every weekday, so good luck with all of that. Way of Time, signing off. Have a wonderful day.